Hey friends, my name is Lisa Michelle. I'm a working actress, a prosperous artist, and someone who's here to talk to you about the business of acting and then some. Why? Because I've been doing it for so very long. You can check my credentials at thisislisamichelle.com for more. But right now, we're going to talk about how to find an agent. It's a question I get a whole lot from people who are either new to the business or looking to switch from the agent that they do have. So we're going to be speaking really high level here because I don't know you personally. Those who are watching, I don't know exactly where you live. And every market in the world is very different on how to do this. So again, my POV is from a Toronto-based actor, and I'm going to tell you what I know. How I found a lot of my very first agents were through word of mouth. So meeting other actors either in acting class, which you should be taking as a working actor as often as possible. I also used to do background work. So when it comes to agents, when I was doing background work or when I was an extra, I would often talk to other people who were on set with me as extras because a lot of them aren't professional extras, if you will. A lot of them were just like me who were in pursuit of a more fulsome professional acting career. So a lot of them were at different levels and already had principal agents. So I wanted to get to know them and find out, who is your agent? How do you like working with them? And I gathered a whole lot of intel in the years that I was performing as an extra. So by and large, that's how I found out about a lot of the first agents I had, were by talking to other actors, finding out who they were represented by, making lists, and making sure that I did my own due diligence. What I mean by due diligence is doing your own homework. Don't trust anyone else's opinion on the agent that you are soliciting to represent you, because everyone's relationship is different. Someone who is a quote unquote bad agent for someone may not be a bad agent for you and may actually be the best thing you've ever had. I mean, the same applies for even acting coaches. Like, I've worked with coaches who people really don't like to work with, and because it wasn't their style, but it matched my style completely. So agents are no different. It's all about relationships, and an agent is pretty much your closest relationship that you will have as a working actor. So you want to make sure that it's a right fit for both of you. So when I was looking for an agent, I would also find out not just their name and their contact info, which is important, but also who do they represent. I would go onto IMDb, another clutch thing to have in this business, an IMDb Pro membership, and I would look up to see who else did they represent. What kind of work were their performers already doing in film and television? I would also want to have a real conversation. So if you can find out the name of the person you're looking for and not just the name of the agency, sending an email for looking for an agent and sending it to the info at whatever .com is not the best way, in my opinion. I think you need to do a little bit more research, and I personally would call the agency and ask just a very quick 1 or 2 liner. Hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm seeking new representation. Just wanted to know if there are agents at this agency that are taking on new clients. And if yes, which ones? May I speak with them, or may I get their email address rather? That's how I would go about it. So in addition to finding agents through other actors, you may also want to tap into the performers union for your area or region or country. So in Canada, I'm Toronto based, that union is ACTRA. And they currently don't have an agency directory directly on their platforms, but they have a link that links to a list of reputable agents in the city. Mind you, again, it goes back to what I said about due diligence. It doesn't mean that they are co-signing these agents or promising you that they'll be right for you. You still have to do your own research and make your own contact and connections. But it is a great place to start if you really have no idea who the agents are and need a list to attack and a list to reach out to and find out who they represent. So when it comes to reaching out to these agents now, I would have some good news to share. I would never just send an email saying, hi, I'm Lisa Michelle, I'm seeking new representation, here's my headshot and resume. You could do that, and I'm sure many people do, probably with success even. But what made me feel good about writing these letters and what made these letters easy to write is to have some good news to share, or some news that showed that I was doing the work of a professional actor and I wasn't sitting on my thumbs waiting for someone to save me because an agent's job is not to save you. You should be doing everything you can to be a working performer while they work for you. So I would definitely emphasize, if I had recently taken a class or if I just came off the heels of working with a new coach, and talk about how excited I am about that. I would even talk about some latest acting book that I finished reading, or a book on the craft that it really inspired me, and I'm ready to move forward with my career with a brand new partnership, etc., etc. But to just say who you are dryly, here's headshot and resume, it sounds like you're not doing anything. And it encourages you to do something if you aren't already before you write these letters. So my tip in reaching out is to reach out to someone specifically by name at an agency, and to make sure you have something to share about what you're doing to continue being a working actor as you seek new representation. The big question, why is it even important to have an agent in these days? Aren't casting directors posting breakdowns on their Instagram feeds? Yes, quite frankly, yes. And while I was in between agents many moons ago, I actually got a good Canadian national commercial from a casting director who happened to post the casting breakdown on his social media. I think it was maybe Facebook at the time. However, you need an agent because those opportunities are few and far between. By and large, and who knows when you're viewing this video, this information could change, but as it stands in this moment, my agent is connected to casting breakdowns that I would never be privy to if I wasn't represented, because they're going through a system. Yes, there's social media and some casting directors post things out there. Some unions and other organizations in the community also post casting breakdowns, but I have personally found that those breakdowns tend to only go public if they're either not paying a lot or anything, if they are perhaps non-union or very low budget, or if they're really having trouble casting the specific type they're looking for, then they'll broaden it to the World Wide Web. But for the most part, a lot of the roles that you are hoping to book are going through agents and agents only. And that's just to protect them from getting a massive flood of submissions for one role, and to have these submissions vetted by professionals, the agents. So you want to make sure you're taking care of business by having a professional agent representing you, whom you get along with, who understands your goals and visions, and I think is even a little bit of a fan of yours, so that they're promoting you with the same excitement you have for your own career. Thinking about how the agent and actor client relationship works, it is a partnership. So many times I hear actors talk as if the agent is the boss, and that's not really how it should work. Yes, they hold the key to a lot of the doors that can be opened for you, but it should be a partnership. They want you to do well, and therefore you should be receiving some sort of guidance and support from them. So what I mean by that, how it works for me and my agent, who is the absolute best fit for me, I think it's because we have a similar working style. We're both highly communicative. And so she knows what I want for myself, and that's because I communicate that with her. And as a good agent, she's receptive to that, and she's willing to work with that because she believes in me and my talent and where I'm going. So it's a great fit. None of that can really happen if you are not open and honest and even clear with yourself about what it is you want. What kind of roles are you wanting to go for? Are you being realistic about what you can achieve now based on your experience, talent, and training level? It's not to say you can't get wherever you want to get, but are you doing your part in making sure that your goals are within reach? You also want an agent who's willing to negotiate for you. Negotiation is something so largely overlooked, I find, especially in the Canadian market, where we are just known for being polite, not just in this industry, just in general. There's a large number of people who are afraid to ask for things, agents and actors alike. And it's actually my agent that taught me that I can ask for more than what's being offered. Don't ask, don't get. That's how it works. So I have learned to ask for more because I had an agent who understands the power of asking for more. If you are as passionate as I am about talking about this stuff, I could talk about the business of acting forever. I actually created a course on the business of acting that you can join. It starts February 18th. It's live on Zoom, so you can attend from anywhere in the world. It'll be every Wednesday, beginning Wednesday, February 18th for 4 weeks, so ending on March 11th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. My website is thisislisamichelle.com. I would love for you to check it out. I would love for you to be there because I go deep onto this topic and so many more. Because as I always say, that being a great actor is not the same as having a great career. And if you want to be a working, prosperous artist like me, then you want to learn from me. I have a lot to share. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Win from my wins and from my losses, okay? So let's connect, and I'll see you soon.